Good morning, students. This video is for class 3 science, and today we will learn about soluble and insoluble substances. Soluble and insoluble substances. It is very simple. Substances that dissolve in water, they are known as soluble substances, and substances that do not dissolve in water, they are known as insoluble substances. Next. When you add a substance in another substance, it will either dissolve completely in the second substance, or it will not dissolve at all. So if you take two or more substances and if you mix it, either the substance will get dissolved in it or it will not get. So on the basis of this, on the basis of the availability, on the basis of the ability of a substance to dissolve in water, we have categorized, means substances are divided into two groups. One is soluble and the other is insoluble. Soluble substances are those substances which completely dissolve in the other substance, and insoluble substances are those substances which do not dissolve in the other substance, for example water. On the basis of the availability of a substance to dissolve in water, we categorize it as soluble or insoluble. The substances which dissolve completely in water are called soluble substances. For example, salt, coffee powder, sugar, etc. And the substances which do not dissolve in water at all are called insoluble substances. For example, sand, stone, chalk powder and oil are some example of insoluble substances. So I hope you have understood. Now suppose you take a glass of water, you dissolve sugar in it, you will see that sugar gets completely dissolved. You won't be able to see the sugar after some time. After it gets dissolved, that substance which got dissolved in it, they are known as soluble substances. But there are some substance, if you take that same glass of water and instead of sugar, if you put sand in it, you will find that sand will not be dissolved in it. So that those substances are known as insoluble substances. See, they have given you one activity in the next page. That means they have given an activity which will tell you, which will make you understand that substances are soluble or insoluble. Aim: to understand which substances is soluble and insoluble in water, you need 2 beaker water, a spoonful of salt, a spoonful of sand. And what you have to do is pour the water in both the beaker. You will take 2 beaker and pour the water in both the beaker. Add a spoonful of salt in one beaker and sand in the another beaker. Observe carefully, you will find that if you can dissolve the two substances in water, and what will you observe? You will observe that salt dissolves completely in water and sand does not dissolve completely in water. So by this you can say that substances which dissolves in water, they are known as soluble substances, and the substances which do not dissolve in water, they are known as insoluble substances. So I hope all of you have understood these soluble substances and insoluble substances. For today we will keep it till here. In the next class we will learn about the objects which float on the surface of water or which sink, that means goes deep in the water. So for today up to this much. Thank you class.